the way we sculpted the questions, because we had a very specific goal in our questions, the mere act of asking questions, we were trying to get the students to reinforce what they know. It wasn't just a gotcha kind of thing. We weren't just trying to look for how can we fail them. We were looking for questions that merely the act of answering the question, the students would learn more and reinforce. Because people can listen to a lesson and think everything that you're saying makes perfect sense, and they could get the sense that they're absorbing it all. And then when it comes time to use that information that they learned, discover that they don't have quite as good a handle as they should. So by asking them the questions after you, especially fresh after you've taught the subject, it gives them a chance to reflect themselves and realize that they might have misperceptions or misconceptions or didn't absorb it as well as they did. So the mere act of asking the question helps them to reinforce what they learned.
I think that a great teaching as research question is a question that that asks about how and why students learn or do something in a particular way, rather than simply asking a yes/no question about if some intervention does something. And I say that because when we can figure out why or how something happens, we can really use that to inform our teaching methods in the future. For example, I asked about, in my teaching as research question, I asked about how students perceive and value evolution in their biology classes. And by asking that, I really learned a lot about what students' perceptions are and the nuances of those perceptions. And I was really surprised at the results. So now I can take that learning and apply it in future semesters that I teach.
A great teaching as research question, I think, is focused. So you're able to answer the question within the time frame of your study. You have an environment in which you're able to answer the question. And a big thing is that it's not a yes or no question. So there's actually data that you analyze. And so also a key thing in order to answer a question, to have a good question, is that you have the skills or someone around you that can help you design that question or analyze the results.
Well, for me, my personal definition is, because I'm a scientist, is applying the scientific method to teaching, which is something I've always wanted to do and to instill in students. And that is, teaching, like research, is you're asking a question and you're trying to solve a problem, and you need to get feedback from doing that. So to me, the perfect TAR project is attempting to fix a problem and then assessing and collecting data alongside that problem in order to see, have you done the job that you set out to do or not?
So I think that's a great definition. One of the things that I always found in our TAR projects with graduate students and postdocs is, even though they're fairly advanced in their own research careers, they still struggle with the notion of, the pieces of a TAR question, right? Sort of, is it measurable? Is it well-defined? Is it a small enough space that the problem you're solving, the implementation you're going to do, can be something that's doable within the time frame?